sex is a very intricate part of a marriage.
Yes.
Rather, not even if not marriage, it is an intricate part like having food, having a water, everything. It is a basic need.
Yeah.
But still, women are not allowed to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Even with their own husband, if they are vocal, they are labeled. Mental health is a biopsychosocial model. So even if a woman comes with only the physical complaints, there is definitely some sociological or a psychological component hidden. So
Yes.
you have to make it comfortable to talk about it. My thesis was on pathways to psychiatric care, like how long it takes a person to reach a psychiatrist. So
Hmm.
women took much longer to reach a psychiatrist because they were being ignored. कि ठीक है, अगर ये नहीं भी ठीक है, घर का काम तो कर रही है,
Right.
और is not earning money, so it's okay. So first change is like change begins from the home. Men should be sensitive that hormonal changes, premenstrual disorder, then postpartum, what she goes through, they cannot understand what happens.
Right.
It's like a roller ride happens. A woman goes through all these cycles with the hormones changes.
Hi, Aninda, and welcome to the About Her Show, a show where we get trailblazing women to share the story of their lives with us. To tell us about their successes, failures, ups and downs, challenges, so that not only do they get a platform to showcase themselves, but they also help us inspire other women. Women who are listening in, who have dreams, ambitions, aspirations, but for some reason are not able to follow them. We just feel that by listening to a woman achiever, they also, may just get inspired somehow. It may trigger something in them. And along with women, we also get men on the show, men who champion such women, because we believe that for a truly gender inclusive world, men and women need to be allies in this journey. Now, in this season, we are focusing on several themes, and one of the themes, which is called Unshakable, has to do with mental health, in particular the mental health of women, because we feel that anything which stops them from being themselves, from empowering themselves, from rising up to the occasion, following their dreams, needs to be looked into, needs to be understood, so that is no longer a challenge for them. And you, of course, being a mental health specialist, educator, advocate, and such a strong proponent when it comes to women empowerment, there was no way that we could not have got you on the show. So, a very, very warm welcome to you.
I'm really grateful and thankful to you, Sangeeta, for connecting with you. And definitely, stories shape us, and every woman carries a story.
Yes.
And your show is actually you have actually curated a very good show with bringing all the women who inspire, even men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the podcast with the Nikhil Kapoor, like the gender equality thing when he was speaking about it, and even the Sarika Panch's podcast. So it like they inspire, and definitely even by talking about it, even a one person gets the courage or get inspired, the work is done, I believe.
Absolutely. I
So
totally agree. Even if
yeah.
one little difference, one drop in the ocean, I think, it's well worth the effort. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. You are definitely putting a lot of efforts. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, so let's get started. So a little bit about, your own journey, like your journey in psychiatry and psychosexual medicine is deeply rooted in both personal and professional spaces. So what drew you to focus specifically on women's mental health and sexuality?
So yeah, uh, first of all, like it's just like a candid conversation I would like to have with you,
Of course.
and it's like yeah, the my journey rooted in psychiatry. It was like from the childhood.
Okay.
The I have been hearing about the mental health since childhood,
Mhm.
and I saw the difference in my home only. Like when a male complains of a headache, we used to hear like take paracetamol.
Yeah.
But when a female used to complain of a headache or a body ache, then not in a bad way, but in a comforting way. My dad used to think about it as a psychological, emotional burden she's carrying,
Okay.
and that empathy was here. And instead of just prescribing the paracetamol, the talks were done about what emotional burdens are bringing this somatic headache and all.
Okay.
Because I believe like mind and body are married to each other.
True, true.
One suffers and the other sympathizes.
Hmm.
So this I have seen from the beginning, like there is a difference. And in my home, it was like in a positive way, but in other people, other places, I have seen it like when women complains of any somatic complaint, headache, even the period pain, they are being stigmatized, judged. "अरे, ये तो नाटक कर रही होगी," which is they don't know like how much hormonal changes happen at that time
Right.
and what a woman goes through.
True.
And so also in our society it has been like a woman has to be a superwoman,
Yeah.
which nobody can be a superwoman, and we should break that myth to not to be a superwoman.
Yes.
Yeah, and anyways, all the superwoman, Wonder Woman, they are not married. Mostly, they don't have much responsibilities. So carrying all the responsibilities gets the emotional burden. Yeah, and also like I stepped into the medical field and hearing about the stories about the human mind, which is very complex. The human mind itna complex hai, you cannot even imagine. Everything is possible.
Yes.
Emotions, thoughts, dard, hasi, सब कुछ उसी में ही है. So I like that. So definitely, human mind fascinated me, and despite being a psychiatrist, the relationships is a different thing altogether.
Right.
One cannot textbook. One cannot learn how to rule a relationship, or any rule book is not there.
Of course.
So about the sexuality, I believe like everyone, sex is a very intricate part of a marriage.
Yes.
Rather not even if not marriage, it is an intricate part like having food, having a water, everything. It is a basic need.
Yeah.
But still, women are not allowed to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Even with their own husband, if they are vocal, they are labeled. Every wants a child, grandchild, but अगर sex की बात की तो बहु गलत है.
Right,
So
right.
how does grandchild happen if they don't have sex?
Correct.
So that taboo has to be broken. And but in the sexual medicine, like when I it was like basically a healing mechanism for me, because after my first divorce I wanted to be busy, and all I had an interest in psychosexual medicine, so I got into the fellowship and read about it, studied for 1 year. It made me busy also, and it got me into the LGBTQ advocacy, and also taught me that sex is the integral part of the life, and many marriages turn sexless, and infidelity is caused because women are not vocal about their sexual needs.
Correct.
And it is important to talk about it if you want to make a marriage work.
Absolutely.
Everyone has their needs, absolutely. So that is the thing which got me into this sexual medicine, and gradually LGBTQ advocacy, because I saw a lot of people who are being forced to get married to other sex just because it is not accepted. So that's the like that was the thing. And being in psychiatry, it was like from childhood we have been into the mental health awareness. So that is there.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think, you've made some such very, very pertinent points that, feel like you're talking about sexuality, which is true for anything. If you don't communicate, or if you're not given the freedom to express yourself, how are you going to make your partner or make the other person know what you want? So why something which is so integral, like you said, everybody wants children, everybody wants grandchildren, but they don't want to talk about how they are going to come into existence. So that is actually, reeks of double standards, because you want something, but then you just want to brush everything under the carpet, which is not right. So kudos to
Yes.
you, for throwing light on this and talking about it. Okay.
So actually, yeah, about even that, like for the sexual thing, women don't talk about it. And then they don't tell what they like, their desires. If you don't express, how will your husband know that what do you like and what do you not like?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of miscommunication happens. So I believe every woman should be vocal about the needs, whether she needs a foreplay, after play, if she's comfortable with oral sex or not. And I have written a blog also, like a fake orgasm and the fragile egos. Women keep on fake orgasm just to satisfy the men's ego instead of vocaling their desires.
True.
Because definitely every woman enjoys, it's a pleasure and pain together. So yeah, it's a necessity, but they don't talk about it. Yeah.
True. So tell me, as a survivor of gender-based violence, How has that shaped your perspective and practice as a mental health professional?
So yeah, as a survivor of a gender-based violence, it has been a double-edged sword. It has been a like in a positive way, it has given me a empathetic lens.
Okay.
Even when a woman comes with somatic complaints or any emotional stress,
Hmm.
I inquire with empathy if there is anything happening behind the closed doors,
Hmm. Hmm.
because we have space to talk about.
Yes.
And but refrained from, I usually used to do marital counseling, and I read a lot of books about five languages of love, and I used to do the premarital counseling, marital counseling. But now, after the gender based violence, and despite now anyways I'm going through the divorce, so that has stopped me from taking the marital counseling sessions. That is, I have taken a conscious decision so that bias does not come,
Hmm.
because otherwise it might get biased that women is only right, which
Yeah.
is not true. So
True.
we should be empathetic towards both men and women. So that's why I have stopped it for the time being until I become non-judgmental about it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Okay.
the positive way, it has given me the chance to uh, be empathetic, to see the problems of the women through the lens of a survivor, and about the and also raise awareness about the red flag signs and what's happening and what she can do as a escape plan, and teach them, empower them,
Hmm.
and to tell them not to tolerate it. Yeah.
Correct. Correct. So I think again, topics which we keep brushing under the carpet, and it's like, a very hunky dory kind of a picture that we want to portray when the reality could be very, very different. So,
Yes, and I
I-
have this
yeah.
question, like, why don't I, like, I bluntly say I don't do marital counseling.
Hmm.
Then they start questioning me why. So it's like I have to explain them it, because judgment will, it might come unconsciously also, it can come,
Hmm.
because at times one becomes, I am also a human being. I cannot be non-judgmental all the time
Correct.
when
Correct.
I am, yeah. So that question, it actually triggers me a bit, like, it's my choice if I don't want to do it.
Absolutely.
About sex wellness, Allo Health has, I have worked with Allo Health, which is an online platform. So
Okay.
these online platforms provide a safe space where I used to get around 60, 70 clients in a month. They
Hmm.
used to start anonymously because no woman wants to talk about sexual problem
Hmm. Hmm.
with name and all. So they initial one or two sessions will be anonymous, but when they get comfortable, they talk about it, and many marriages can be saved, many depression and everything can be treated. Definitely.
Yes. Yes. True. So, as you just said, sexual health and then also mental health, these are often taboo topics in our society, especially for women, because we've been conditioned not to talk about it, right? So, like you've said, that, through your blog and through these online platforms, you're trying to break through these silences. So, can you elaborate a little more on this?
Yes, definitely. The anyways, May is Mental Health Awareness Month,
Yes.
and I have been trying to write the blogs. The themes this year have been turning awareness into action.
Hmm.
So we have made people aware, but now it's time to take the action.
Yeah.
And also, the theme is community. So I believe loneliness is the biggest epidemic,
Hmm.
which no in interconnected world still everybody is lonely.
Hmm.
Social portrays a very different picture
Yes.
of everyone's life. Even if you go to social media platform, it will be like the happiest person or happiest couple, but
Correct.
it was not like that.
Hmm.
So everybody is, and the community connection is very important.
Hmm.
And another thing, the stigma. Mental health is not a stigma only for women.
Yeah.
Even men don't talk about it. Even mental health, also the sexual problems, men also hesitate to talk about it.
Right. Right.
So first of all, I am a big Bollywood fan. So I believe Dr. Jug in the Dear Zindagi, Shah Rukh Khan, the way he has broken the stigma about mental health, nobody can do it better.
Hmm.
He told like, हम लोगों को अगर अपनी सिर दर्द है, हार्ट अटैक है, हम बोलते हैं अरे मुझे कोई पूछने नहीं आया, पूछने नहीं आया।
Hmm.
और जब दिमाग की बीमारी है तो हम बात भी नहीं करते, क्यों? दिमाग हमारी बॉडी का पार्ट नहीं है।
Right.
So the way he has beautifully broken that stigma, and no, that man talking about it is definitely going to make a difference, I believe.
Absolutely.
And also, many Bollywood celebrities are now coming up. Recently, only yesterday, only I read the article about like Karan Johar came up about his panic attacks,
Hmm.
and Soham Shah is actually talking about anxiety.
Hmm.
So our young generation, not even young generation, I am about to be 40. I am also influenced by the media,
Correct.
especially the Bollywood. So when they talk about it, so I believe mental health professionals, Bollywood, and the podcasts like yours, they actually give the space and they actually raise awareness a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that break the stigma. And I break it the stigma. I the first question I asked them कि if you had asthma, तब आप इसको ये कहते कि क्या इतनी सारी हवा है आसपास कि तुम ब्रीथ क्यों नहीं कर रहे? Then
Correct.
why are you asking a question of depression कि इतनी खुशी है आसपास तुम क्यों दुखी हो?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
question I ask like the family members also. And about the sexual health, I tell women it's okay to talk about sex. If you don't talk, if you don't tell about your desires, your husband will definitely go out
Hmm.
because everybody is, of course. And हमारे country में it's like बच्चे पैदा कर दिए तो sex खत्म,
Correct.
which
Correct.
is not true.
Hmm.
It has to be like even in elder age also, sexuality is the important part because it and hormonally endorphins are released and everywhere like it's a pleasure and it is a glue which sticks the relationships together.
Hmm. 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 Right. Right.
Like the stigma is important and I do it try doing it by going to the various medical practitioners because I have seen gynecologists also, doctors also saying depression की दवाई क्यों लेनी है, ये क्या करना है.
Hmm.
So, so I talks in these forums to tell them like when a patient is diabetic, he is definitely having a lot of problem like depression की रोज insulin injection लगाना
Hmm.
is not easy.
No.
So
No.
to raise what medical conditions can be the related to the depression that has to be talked about, and also mental health is a biopsychosocial model. So even if a woman comes with only the physical complaints, there is definitely some sociological or a psychological component hidden. So
Yes.
you have to make her comfortable to talk about it.
Correct.
So I just नहीं सिर दर्द है तो कोई बात नहीं पर घर में कौन कौन है क्या है,
Hmm.
that is first question. So
Yes.
when we give them a safe space, so that will help breaking the stigma.
How wonderful.
About sex, difficult for me because in I stay in a small town, so definitely many people refrain from coming to me. Males come to me and then they say, "Madam, problem तो वो बोली आपसे कैसे बात करें?" But
हाँ.
then I tell मैं भाई उसी चीज की हूँ भाई बात करो.
Hmm.
मुझे कोई शर्म नहीं आपको बोलना है बोलो. So
Right.
that is the way by embracing even for women I say if you embrace the sexual wellness your own sexuality you can accept your own body. That is the first key. You will gain your self-esteem, you can reclaim your power back. That is important. So
So
it's
true.
difficult to
So true.
take stigma. Yeah.
And I think it's wonderful, because you're giving that safe space because, this is very private and personal. And people obviously will hesitate because, like I said, we are conditioned that way. We haven't ever been told that it's okay to talk about it. So when you're giving that
Yeah.
space to people, I think that is step number one. And very important thing that, like you say, that if there is a headache or you have diabetes, so physical problem is one, but go to the root of it to understand why did it happen in the first place? What are the issues, the hidden issues that you are not talking about? All right.
Definitely.
So, coming to gender-based violence, and I know that you've spoken about the need to redefine masculinity to combat this gender-based violence. So, could you share what could be a more compassionate and inclusive masculinity, and what does it look like to you?
For me, the true gentleman is definitely Shah Rukh Khan. I cannot give a better
Okay.
example than him.
Hmm.
He is actually the best example to define a true gentleman.
Okay.
His talks, with his like even in the award functions, you must have seen कि वो साड़ी का पल्लू भी पकड़ लेता है heroines का
Right.
if it is
Right.
falling down. Yeah, no, despite being at such a big level.
Hmm. Hmm.
And also, he has quoted many times like I dream of becoming a woman, but I cannot become a woman because she embodies so much of grace, kindness, humility, and resilience, and
Hmm.
I am not that strong, so
Hmm.
I can never be a woman. So that is the thing he has. And he has also been vocal about gender equality,
Yes.
equal pay should be there. And in his production house, whenever you see the movie credits, female's name comes first. He
Hmm.
has made it a rule.
Hmm.
So, and the way he treats, and I have heard from my friends also, like not only in the movie he's showing that, in real life also, if you are there, he will not allow you to go and make tea.
Hmm.
He will himself get the tea, and he will leave you till the door of the car. So he is true gentleman according to me. I am like big fan of him.
Hmm.
And then another quality which I am like, the MARD, Men Against Rape and Discrimination, Farhan Akhtar has beautifully told about it. And like the poems he has said कि जिसकी आंखों में नूर है, जिसकी आंखों में इज्जत है, वही असली मर्द है. That poem is beautiful, and he also embodies that. And he's actually working as a man against rape and discrimination.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and Taneja has also come up, and definitely the Nikhil Kapoor's podcast.
Hmm.
He actually mentioned about the biological angle, spiritual angle, and biologically, definitely we are different.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, equality and equity and mutuality, I believe, is the key instead of being the equality, because biologically we are different, and also caregiving role women can do better as
Correct.
compared to the men. So it is not a fight like you do this. So for me, true gentleman is who has equal respect, who is humble, and especially who is vulnerable. I believe a man who is vulnerable in front of me, who can cry in front of me, he is the one who loves me, and he has a special bond with me. So vulnerability is strength, and we should change the narrative कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता. ये
Right.
तो बिल्कुल चेंज जरूरत है. Yeah. And who can celebrate my win. If I come home, I have achieved something. If I am celebrating his promotion, he should celebrate my promotion also. So it's about equal opportunities, and I should also not burden him with the everything.
Yeah.
So it is equal.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's the, for me, true gentleman is this. I
So
am like, anyways, I too much inspired by Shah Rukh Khan. It's like so.
no, but you're true because celebrities, when they do something like this, it definitely is more impactful because, in any case, a lot of people are looking up to them, looking up to them for various signs and signals on how to behave, how to dress, how to walk, how to talk. So, when they are raising awareness about these kind of issues, obviously it's going to be impactful. But what you said about vulnerability, about celebrating each other's success, that is so important because that is how a relationship becomes equal. That is how you're able to give equal opportunities to both. I mean, opportunities is not only about giving it to women and not to men. No, it has to be about both of them. So it's beautiful the way you've put it all out there. Okay.
And about redefining masculinity, definitely, like as you said, cinema plays a Bollywood celebrities play a very good role.
Yeah.
So, animal movie, like even I like, one is mesmerized by the character Ranveer Kapoor, so handsome, and even Kabir Singh, Shahid Kapoor. Even I
Hmm.
like, like, oh my God, he's so hot.
Hmm.
But we don't know what they will bring to the table when they're in our personal life. And
Correct.
there was an accident when the animal movie was the last movie I saw in the theater. That was with my ex-husband.
Hmm.
I was like clapping, and like I am Bollywood fan. Anyways, Ranveer Kapoor was really nailing that.
Hmm.
And the moment my husband said, "This is me,"
Hmm.
I was like, God, I have got into. He said कि ये मैं हूँ, अगर तुझे समझना है तो यही है.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
changed narrative. Like chocolate boys should come back so that women are attracted towards them instead of jhukega nahi sala, and instead of the animal and all those things.
Correct. Correct.
So
Okay. So, talking about the mental health of women in particular. So, in your opinion, why is women's mental health still underrepresented in mainstream health conversations? And what can we do to change that?
women's mental health is underrepresented because our policymakers are men. Recently, I read a quote: "A person who does not have the ovaries and the fallopian tube cannot make the policy for the women." So how can he make the rules for women?
Correct.
Yeah. And also, a women is like, when women complains about any issue, any emotional problem, anything she's going through, they are being labeled like ये तो hysterical है, ड्रामा कर रही है, इसको आज घर का काम नहीं करना होगा. So
Hmm.
that is why they are underrepresented. And also, when men comes with some problem, we take them to the hospital immediately because he's the breadwinner. Like,
Right.
my thesis was on pathways to psychiatric care. like how long it takes a person to reach a psychiatrist. So
Hmm.
women took much longer to reach a psychiatrist because they were being ignored. कि ठीक है, अगर ये नहीं भी ठीक है, घर का काम तो कर रही है,
Right.
और not earning money, so it's okay.
Hmm.
So they are not bought also. So first change is like change begins from the home. Men should be sensitive that hormonal changes, premenstrual disorder, then postpartum, what she goes through, they cannot understand what happens.
Right.
It's like a roller ride happens. A woman goes through all these cycles with the hormones changes,
Hmm.
and we should let them understand. So psychoeducation is the key. The awareness you are raising about it, that is important, and storytelling is a very important, powerful thing to bring the change. And definitely, our policymakers should start talking about the women mental health. Indian Psychiatric Society has made a different task force for women mental health,
Okay.
where definitely it's about many women are involved, and to talk about women mental health, and to talk about the issues what they go through. Then there are mood tracking apps also now.
Hmm.
Even with fertility, the woman goes through a lot. A man cannot understand that mood swings that happen.
Hmm.
So we should stop doing them. And education is the key, and government should come. The NGOs should fund the women mental health, because family members don't spend much for that. Like, not about the rich, but at least in the poor family, we should look at all the sections of the society.
Right.
So it's ignored at times. And this is not only in India, it's everywhere. Globally, it is like that.
Correct. Correct. So very well said. Yes, because unless you get more men, more women out there, how can they understand our problems? So which means that definitely women need to support each other. We should have a far greater representation of women in different spheres, including policy making, as you said. All right. So, I was going through your profile and I understand that you are part of the International Association for Women's Mental Health. So, what global patterns or challenges do you see women facing when it comes to mental well being? What I mean is, let's go beyond India and see globally what is it that women are facing, because I'm sure a lot of this will be common to women in India as well.
It's as I believe it's common everywhere.
Hmm.
It's just like globally, definitely the gender-based violence is very high, even in America, everywhere it's high. And the problem is they have strict rules, but women don't talk about it. It takes immense courage to tell anybody that you are going through the violence, because the shame and stigma it carries. It took me 3 years, despite being a psychiatrist,
Hmm.
to talk about it, to say about it. And that was the last moment I stayed in that home. Even within a second, I was out.
Hmm. Hmm.
So family was also not supportive for many educated women which I have met.
Hmm.
And the myth of being a superwoman, and also now a whole generation has empowered the woman, but forgot to uh, tell the men how to be with empowered women.
Right. Right.
So men are being empowered, but men are not able to handle that.
Hmm.
So we need to tell them like it's equal opportunity. We are not overboarding you, or as you asked, oversmarting oversmarting them. We are being equal. So everyone has equal rights, and also the problems are almost same everywhere globally. It's the stigma is still the same. Women don't talk about it, and there is like when COVID lockdown was there, the similar situation was there, because in foreign countries you don't have maids.
Right.
So that work from home was a double burden for a woman,
Yeah.
because a woman has to look after the kids, look after the groceries, everything. A man will not be worrying about fridge mein hai ki nahi hai.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
will have to do that, while you will have to also complete the deadlines of your project.
Correct.
So it should be equally, like man should take the responsibility equally. So during the COVID time, lockdown time, it was like impact of work from home on women was very high, and domestic violence also was very high. I did a study at that time, and there was much increase in domestic violence. Why? Because 24 hours you are together. At
Yeah.
least when you are together 24 hours, you can take a break, and there are not much misunderstandings.
Hmm. Hmm.
That So that is the, yeah. And problems are everywhere same. premenstrual disorder, postpartum depression, anxiety, everywhere it's same. And everywhere they are working on the root levels. Even United Nations goals are there to for the gender equality, for the mental health awareness. So
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, of course, we're talking about women in general in the sense that you're saying, and I agree that, issues that women face are not different. Different countries, everybody, most women will go through these issues unless we raise awareness. Now, you are an educator and you are a mentor as well. So, what do you think that the young professionals who are entering the psychiatry or mental health need to be mindful of, especially when it comes to treating women?
uh, it cannot be different for men and women,
Okay.
because the key to be a good psychiatrist or for the mental health, it's the empathy, non judgmental attitude, and unconditional acceptance. You cannot judge anyone. If a person comes to you, I am gay, you cannot say, oh ye kaise hai. Yeah, if a person comes to you कि मुझे ये दिखाई दे रहा है, ऐसा हो रहा है, वैसा हो रहा है, you cannot judge. So it's same for men and women. If a man comes and cries to you, you cannot say कि ये रो रहा है या अभी ऐसा कैसा आदमी के रो रहा है. So
Hmm.
it's same for men and women both. But for women, definitely one has to ask about the relationship. Sexual history taking is very important, because many times it's the unmet sexual desires, because women are not vocal about it,
Yeah.
which so those things are different. And also one question I always ask the women is like कि जो ये चिड़चिड़ापन और गुस्सा है जब पीरियड्स आने वाले होते हैं तब ज्यादा हो जाता है क्या?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
One thing which is different. Otherwise, definitely empathy is the key, unconditional acceptance and non-judgmental attitude. So because of this only I am refraining from the marital counseling, because I can't be non-judgmental at this point of time.
Right. Right. All right. So, of course, while we're talking about, raising awareness and all of that, but as a woman in a normal course of life, of course, gone are the days, I think, when women wanted to be or tried to be super women. But despite that, personal and professional obligations, these two worlds do collide because, like you said, caregiving and childbearing, child rearing is still to a very large extent, for various reasons, the responsibility of a woman. So, my question to you is that you've, of course, received awards for resilience, substance, all of that. But how do you define resilience for women who are navigating both personal trauma and professional expectations? Because that is something they have to do.
So first of all, nobody wants to be resilient. It's the circumstances that make you resilient. I never wanted to be resilient, or I like when people were congratulating me for the award of Women Resilience Award, I said it's not about congratulating me, because the trauma which is behind this is very traumatic. And definitely I also have the days when I cry listening to the music while driving. And healing is definitely a linear process. And also the professional expectations from me is like I have been always been compared with my dad, like
Okay.
I to become like him. But it is a far-fetched dream to be like him. I'm just trying to make him happy and make him proud by my professional expectations, at least, because in personal life he has suffered a lot from my side.
Hmm.
And another thing, definitely a woman is always juggling between the professional and the personal life, and the long career breaks come, and even the workplace bullying. A woman, as Sarika Panchi in your podcast, it was told like if she presents something, she will be judged like whether she will be able to do it or not.
Right,
So
right.
that bias is there, which should be removed, because women are in power now. I don't say empower; it's they are in power anyways.
Hmm.
So it like we should give them equal opportunity. If you give them the opportunity, they will definitely give you much better result as compared to the man. And
Okay.
there have been studies also. And regarding the personal life, definitely it's difficult navigating the personal and the professional life together for women. But when you get a supportive partner, supportive family, it's good. And for me, the resilience or the I'm going is because of my parents. First of all, my sister and brother-in-law, they have been the biggest support system. And I believe the strength of female friendships is unmatchable.
Okay.
Female friendships are like, you don't talk together for years together, but still when you pick up the phone, it's like from the first you are together.
Hmm.
And men don't talk about their personal burdens in the friendship. They talk just kahan jana hai, kya karna hai. They are not vulnerable and they don't talk about it.
Hmm.
And women supporting each other is very important. And I have survived because of the family support. I feel I'm grateful and blessed for the friends, family, and the Indian Psychiatric Society. They have given me the role. So I am like juggling in the, it's being busy is the one thing which is keep me going.
Hmm.
And also awareness about the gender-based violence. I've made it the mission to like in any way to achieve gender equality or at least make a difference in some life.
Right.
So that is
Wonderful. And you are right, female friendship, support systems, these are all the things that we need in our lives. Because, like you said, in a friendship, women, they tend to express more, they do express their vulnerabilities while men don't. So, we definitely need these, support systems around us because that is what, will make us, if not sail through, at least see through the tough times that we face, which everybody does. Yeah.
at times we just need a listening ear,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
that helps a lot.
Of course.
So I wrote a poem also, Behen Code. I will share it with you. The
Okay.
strength of the friendship, and also a blog I've written. It was a quote like, "You never know. A woman is like a tea bag. You never know how much strength she has until the hot water is poured."
True.
So women are born resilient. It's the what situation comes, what circumstances come, it becomes like.
Correct, correct. Very well said. Very well said.
Definitely, when women support each other, incredible things happen. And even like we have met recently only, but even a small chat with you makes me feel very comfortable and a safe space.
Well, I
Yeah,
can
so
say the
that,
same for
yeah.
myself. So, yes, women do matter
So,
to each other. Aninda, we are talking about men, we're talking about women, and of course, we're talking about how, both of them need to be on the same page for various reasons. I mean, whether it is women's mental health, sexual health, or even the men's mental and sexual health as well. So, which means that men also need to be included in these kind of conversations. So, my question is that how can we better include men in conversations around mental health, sexual health, and gender equality without diluting the focus on women's voices?
yes. So first of all, the Kamala Bhasin's quote, "Men of equality are not afraid of men of quality are not afraid of gender equality." So
Okay,
that is the thing should be making people aware more. And definitely there are many men who are coming and speaking about gender equality.
right,
I know many who are there, like who are talking about it and bringing them into conversation is like we should be telling them. First of all, the seeds start from the beginning only. From the
correct.
childhood, we should raise our men right.
Yeah,
Basically, telling them that vulnerability is strength, crying is not a sign of weakness, and a woman, if she's doing better, it's not your, she's not overshadowing you, she
hmm,
is anyway supporting you. It's like your goal also, you are also getting the credit that you are so supportive.
hmm,
So and also including them in conversation, yeah, definitely you are doing it by bringing them on your podcast. And even the media has the role to play. So it is the by rolling in the media, NGOs, and also government officials, they should start bringing men, and men should not be afraid of the gender equality, and we should tell them it's not a zero sum game.
correct, correct,
It's equality. Yeah, it's like beneficial for you also, because until and unless your own mental health is addressed, you keep on suppressing your emotions because you are thinking that it is a sign of weakness कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, you are going to suffer in the end, कभी ना कभी तो bottle फटेगी.
correct,
So that is the way to tell them it's beneficial for you also. If you are being vulnerable or emotionally expressive, if
hmm,
you tell the woman what she's doing wrong, your relationship can improve.
right,
The communication is key. So definitely trust, mutual respect, and the communication is the key. And by that, we can bring men together in the achieving gender equality and talking about mental health, sexual health. Sexual health, anyways, men will be happy to talk about.
Right, right, right. So yes,
Start with bring talk about sex, then roll them into the mental health talks.
correct, correct. And you've made a very important point that this has to start from the childhood. When it is impressed upon them, they are told that it is okay to be vulnerable, to cry, to show
Yeah.
emotions. It is nothing that that boys don't do this, and like you said, कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता. All this is should not be encouraged. They are as
Yes.
human as a woman, so expressing any feeling is simply okay. And I think once we start doing that, then it will become easier, and also raising them in a way where they don't see women being in competition. Like I said, we
Yeah.
have to mutually coexist. So it's the
Mm.
way we raise them, both boys and girls, which is going to make that difference. All right.
Definitely.
So you often speak of strong partnerships for sustainable development goals. Now, in your view, what kind of collaborations are most impactful in driving real change when it comes to mental health awareness?
So when it comes to sustainable developmental goals, they all are interconnected.
Hmm.
I am more dedicated towards SDG 5, that is gender equality,
Yeah.
but that is interconnected with the SDG 8, SDG 17, that is the mental health awareness, peace and justice, and the collaboration and partnerships.
Right.
So the collaboration which I look for is the role of the media, role of government, the India at the rate 75 and India at the rate 100
Hmm.
CII initiative
Yeah.
there. So that's a very important thing. Mr. Rajan Navani does that, the fireside chats on these things, how to achieve the sustainable developmental goals. So we all should work together, mental health professionals and authors, media writing about it, government, especially in the government, there should be equal opportunity for the women to
Right.
talk about. And so to represent the country anywhere. So that is the collaboration which can be done even with other countries. And now there are STEM education. There is a lot of women empowerment by this STEM education, which is important part.
Hmm.
So these are the things, and letting the women talk about. So in our country, and not the country, like in quotation I was read, like women are afraid if they talk, they will be killed, and men are afraid if they talk, they will be laughed at.
Okay. All right.
So
That's true.
yeah, yeah. So which is not true actually, which should be changed the
Yes.
narrative, and it is a time to flip the script and start talking about mental health. What mental health needs is a lot more sunshine and unashamed conversations, which can bring the change.
True, true. So, yes, so collaborations at different levels on different fronts. So, whether it is the media, it is celebrities, it's government organizations, it's policymakers, mental health advocates, we all need to come together. And that is how the word we'll be able to spread the word and make the change that we all want to make. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
So tell me, you wear so many hats. You're an educator, you're a clinician, writer, advocate. So how do you protect your own mental health when you're holding, like so many forts together?
Protecting my own mental health is like mainly my friend Shweta Raina. She is the one I say she's my human medicine. Or, like I had written a post also on Instagram.
Okay.
Having a friend whom you call when you are crying, but you end up keeping the phone laughing. So
Wow.
she's the one.
Okay.
Yeah. So the my friends have been keeping me going, and even the Indian Psychiatric Society by encouraging me to do more work. So, and even getting platforms to talk about and keeping myself busy. My parents have been very supportive, my sister, and yes, kids are very nice. Yeah. So, my niece, she is a teenage advocate. She writes very well.
Hmm.
She teaches me, Masi, why do you have self respect? Why did you go through that so
Yeah.
much? She's 13 years with so
Wow.
much of wisdom.
Hmm.
She never told about it, but she heard the conversations in the house.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And so, and my mental health, like I loved long drives and music. So,
Hmm.
but now I question myself also, and I also have a question for you. What do you think? Music heals, or is it a one which erodes the wounds? What do you think?
I definitely feel music heals because, see, for a while, it may kind of make you relive certain memories that you want to get rid of. But eventually, the soothing and the soothing tone, the calmness, the serenity which comes with the music, I think it just manages to take it all away. And if you're listening to a peppy number, then it is obviously going to lift up your spirits. And even soft sentimental music, I always feel that if I am not feeling kind of up to it, or I'm going through a challenge, listening or sometimes even singing has been something that I feel has helped me cope up with many a situation. So for me, music is about healing.
Yeah. So I say music heals, but lyrics erode your wounds. So
How
the
is
instrumental music is used for the music therapy, but the moment the lyrics come, they hit me so hard that
Yeah,
I go back to zero in my healing journey at times.
at times, yeah.
So at times, like music heals also, but it touches your wounds because all the memories they come in front of you. But yeah, music therapy is a very good tool. Today only I was planning to go to the concert where Ricky Ram Sharma, like Sitar for mental health, and Ricky K's music. That is music therapy.
Hmm.
But the Bollywood music, it definitely at times it erodes your wounds and brings the memories back. But still, the music and long drive is which keeps me going. The phone call to my friend, yeah,
Lovely.
and the at times I listen to the song whenever I'm feeling low. The song from the Jigra movie, "Chal Kudiye,"
Yeah.
"Aasaman Sara Tera Hai." So that is like which keeps me going.
So I think it's,
And
different things for different people. You have to see, because mental health, of course, is coming from all the stress and the strife of your real life. So something which gives you a break, something which gives you a respite, something which can pull you out of that situation. I think whatever it is, we all need to figure out what works for us. But I think those are the things that we really need. Okay.
yes, and journaling is one thing which helps me a lot. Reading, listening to the podcasts which inspired. So nowadays I don't watch any movie. I listen to podcasts which inspire, and they're actually inspiring and help.
I'm sure. I'm sure. So, what is next for you? So, what are some dreams that you're nurturing for women's mental health in the years to come?
So I am I believe like I have become a dreamer or a delusional that I can achieve everything whatever I want.
Okay.
As manifestation is there, the Shah Rukh Khan achieved it through the law of manifestation. Chand Tare Tod Lao. That song was there when he was in front of the Mannat.
Yeah, yeah.
So my the women mental health is I imagine a world where everyone is having equal opportunities. Not only women mental health is a necessity, not a luxury. And from we should move now from illness to wellness. Instead of talking about the mental illness, we should talk about the wellness, how it can be achieved. Emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, to stop the implicit bias which is there in the professional corporates everywhere. So implicit bias, the workplace bullying, that should be stopped. And then we should make our workplaces DEI inclusive of everyone. So that is the thing. And another dream I have is to make a movie and to collaborate with Men Against Rape and Discrimination to achieve gender equality, and to write a book. But writing a book, I don't know if, but definitely I feel making a movie is going to help women break the silence about gender based violence, because Thappad movie dialogue is still in my head.
Mhm. So, manifest, maybe Shah Rukh Khan will come and be the hero in your movie. Yes.
I hope I sleep with this book beside me. And
When
I've got 2, 3 copies of this.
Okay, so maybe that's just happening for you. All right. Arinda, so while the conversation as such has come to an end, but we do have the rapid fire round. So, which is
Yeah, I'm
five
scared.
quick questions, five quick answers. So, are you ready for that?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So the first one word that describes you best.
Goddess glow.
Okay. All right. The next one. Which is the most underrated form of self-care?
The interconnection. People are now, the friendships. Nowadays, they are not connecting with the people, and we are always on the phone instead of being the family together. Yeah.
All right.
So that is the underrated self-care these days. Scrolling all the time, but we don't know what's happening to the person sitting beside us.
True, true, true. Next one. A myth about women's mental health you want to bust forever.
That women's mental health is important. She's not doing a drama. She is actually suffering. If she's saying you that she's suffering, it's not a drama. She's not hysterical. You should look beyond it. And she should be heard.
True, true, very true. Next one. What's your go-to way to relax after a long day?
Just pick up the phone and call Shweta Raina, or else go for a spa. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And finally, a moment from your career that still gives you goosebumps.
From my career, that still me. The moment I entered Pondicherry, Mahatma Gandhi Medical College, I had to learn Tamil.
Okay, okay, all right.
I don't know how to ask the name of the patient also, then how will a patient tell me the history? And there have been incidents, patient got angry and threw the bell on me because I don't know Tamil.
Ah, okay, okay, all right. So, what should I say? An extremely fascinating and inspiring conversation for many, many reasons, because of the way you have, kind of resurfaced each time you faced some kind of an adversity in life, the kind of work that you are doing for people all around you. And of course, it's for both men and women. And, after such an experience, one, can think only of women and not of men, but you're not doing that. You're talking about building a world that gives equal opportunity to both, which is inclusive. So I think, anyone who listens to this podcast is definitely going to get inspired. So thank you once again for being on the show. It's been extremely fascinating and a delightful conversation.
Thanks a lot, Sangeeta. It was really wonderful to have a conversation with you. And always, like, even in the chats, it's really wonderful. And listening to your podcast, especially the sari and the grace you carry. I love that. And I would love to know the story behind every sari.
Sure. All right. Thank you for tuning in to the About Her Show. If you enjoyed this episode, there's plenty more from where that came from. Our previous guests have shared some amazing stories, so be sure to catch up on past episodes. To keep up with our inspiring conversations and to never miss an update, hit subscribe, rate, review, and share the love. Follow us on social media for some great content, and don't forget to check out our website www.aboutherbysangeeta.com for stories that resonate, inspire, and empower. Know a remarkable woman or an inspiring man blazing a trail? We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a note at web.abouther@gmail.com and let's bring their story to life on the About Her Show.